Hello, there we go. Hello, I'm Alex Kirsten, and we're going to be doing a new section now, Meet the YouTubers. As many of you know, I can see some people in their late teens, early 20s, 30s. I am a YouTuber. I've been doing YouTube for about 11 or 12 years, and in May of this year I started my own channel, Auto Alex Cars, and yeah, it's been going all right. My TV dad, Mike Brewer, thinks I'm doing a good job, so happy days indeed. But we're not here to talk about me, we're here to talk about YouTube, life as a YouTuber. Is it sustainable? How do you make money? All the rest of it. So I'd like to introduce a few YouTubey friends. We've got Steph Holloway from iDriver Classic. Welcome, Steph. Give her a round of applause. Ian Seabrook from Hubnuts. Oh, we got a wolf whistle. Look at that. You are a sexy man. And last but definitely not least, Matt Richardson from Furious Driving. Welcome. I don't know where I should stand. I'm too short to stand on the ground, so I'll just stay here. No, I will actually. Is that all right? Can everyone see? Can everyone hear me all right, yeah? Happy days. Okay, well, welcome to Meet the YouTubers. We're going to, get to know you a little bit, get to know the YouTube lifestyle. So, starting with you, how long have you been a YouTuber?
I've been doing it since, 2019.
Okay, so not even that long?
No, not at all.
And what's your subs number?
Just short of 37,000.
Just short of 37,000. Okay, so as a YouTuber with 37,000 subscribers, is this full-time?
No, it's not, but it's led to me completely changing my life, and it's meant that I've got a job in the industry that I love, so in a way it's not sustainable, but that isn't what's important to me. It's about getting into automotive.
Amazing. And quickly tell us about your YouTube channel, and then we're going to play a clip as well.
Oh God.
No pressure. We actually haven't rehearsed this. I don't know if you can tell.
So I'm Steph, I'm from iDriver Classic, and I review all sorts of weird and wonderful cars. I've done everything from Mr. Bean's actual Mini that you would have seen on the TV series, right through to things like Bedford Bambis, pre-war cars, really anything. If it's on wheels and it's old, I'll have a go in it.
Perfect. All right, can we have a quick clip of Steph's channel?
Steph from iDriver Classic, and today I'm back showing you a car which many of you have asked to have on the channel. It's the Datsun 240Z.
Alright, that was a quick clip, wasn't it? So that's a quick intro to Steph's channel. I will be asking her more questions as well, but let's now move on to Ian Seabrook from Hubnut. Welcome.
Hello.
What's your name? Where do you come from? Still in black?
I'm Ian. Mostly known as Hubnut, and I live in West Wales and make videos about generally dreadful cars.
Amazing, and tell us about these generally dreadful cars and your YouTube channel.
Well, the channel is a bit of a mix. I do road tests like Steph and Matt do, and it's a bit about my own car, my own tastes. Really, it's just me having the complete freedom to talk about the cars I want to, which is generally the really humdrum stuff, the street furniture of yesteryear, but also some of the more obscure oddball stuff as well.
And talking of street furniture of yesteryear, what car have you brought to the show?
I have bought, fittingly, my Citroen 2CV, which is rather more complete than James's.
Oh,
so hopefully by the end of tomorrow it'll be about the same.
Okay, perfect. Happy days. Can we have a quick clip of Ian's channel?
What's it going to be?
Will you join me today at the wheel of something
that's the wrong
very,
Ian.
very unusual indeed? I am driving 1982 Towns Hustler for Wood.
I think I'll do a very good impression of that.
Yeah. Very handsome as well. Can we have a quick clip of Hubnut? We'll do that.
Here we go. Come on, talk. That is my little Invitar. She was here last year.
And that's on Goodwood.
In this video, I'm going to show you a highlight reel of the many adventures I've had in this remarkable 1972 Invicar. Oh, it's been a blast.
Happy days. So there's another quick look at another YouTuber channel, and let's now move on to Matt Richardson from Furious Driving. Welcome. What's your channel about?
Yeah, it's very, very similar in some aspects. I'm just a bunch of cars that no one else really wants to love, but I do. So things that were very popular once 20 years ago, but now there's only 20 or so left. So things like Rovers that there's a dozen left of them on the road. And again, reviewing cars that don't generally get airtime on mainstream TV. So things like the Hustler, drove Princess Diana's Mark III Escort, just random cars, new and old.
And what random car have you brought to the show?
I've got a 1995 Rover 420 GSI Tourer with some paint.
Oh, that is very sexy.
That's very nice. Oh, it's lovely.
Right, let's get into a few questions about life on YouTube. Is it sustainable? How do you make money, etc.? Is it your main job? So, Steph, with you, tell us, how did you get started?
I was on Instagram and I was doing lots of photography and having a really great time, and somebody said, why don't you have a go at doing some videos? And I said, well, all the videos I'd seen featured women that looked really glamorous and were gorgeous, and I said, I'm just an average woman. And they said, well, they're like, oh, people will probably relate more. Just give it a go, and if it's not amazing, and honestly, nobody watching the early videos, they're truly terrible. But I think that as I've gone on a bit, I've found my way with it. But yeah, that's kind of how I started really. I wanted to take that further and make the content. I felt so unfulfilled in my job, and I just wanted to start doing automotive stuff creatively.
And Ian, Matt, how about you?
I got into it, my very first video was actually an electric car, but it was 9 years ago that I did it purely as a hobby. I had an electric car, I wanted to record my experiences driving one for the first time. And that's how it began. And then started making videos about my own cars, then I got loan cars to do videos on, and it's just snowballed and snowballed, and now we're up to 95,000 subscribers.
Amazing.
Which is a terrifying number of people.
Yeah, that's like 4 times the amount of people who will be here today.
Yes.
That's a lot of people.
You need a big building to fit them in.
You do. We'll give it a bloody good go though, won't we?
Yeah.
And Matt, how about you?
Well, I was and still am a freelance photographer, and I was doing these mini reviews, taking photos for a magazine. And every time I just do for my own entertainment, just put a few GoPros on it and do a tiny little 3-minute video. And then one day I thought, well, I'm not really doing anything with this. I should probably start talking about the cars and presenting it and explaining. And from that point on, suddenly it started growing an awful lot. And then here I am now.
Happy days indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as we all know, life as a YouTuber isn't actually that glamorous. And we were talking backstage, weren't we, about, you do 4 minutes of driving, it looks really sexy, and then for the rest of the time you're editing, you're chatting to potential sponsors, you're trying to be a business person, which is very, very difficult. What advice do you have for anyone here who thinks, oh, I'd like to give it a bloody good go? Where's the best place or the best point to start a YouTube channel? And talk about consistency of posting and all that kind of stuff, because there's a lot to it, isn't there? Who wants to go? Matt?
I'll go, okay. First of all, don't worry about equipment. Just use whatever you've got to get going, because it's going to take a lot of practice to get anywhere good. So if you've got a phone, use a phone. Just get started with that, and then move on to better gear when it's worth it. Don't jump in with £20,000 worth of camera gear and microphones, because you might hate it.
I'll add to that, but you really have to drill into your niche. That is the beauty of YouTube. No one's going to complain if you make a 30-minute video about washing an engine. You've just got to get right into your niche. Show your passion, show your enthusiasm. That's what people respond to. It's your love for what you love. So don't think, oh yeah, I want to go off and drive Ferraris and all that. Whatever your real passion is, stick to it and be passionate about it.
Be consistent.
Yeah, you do have to post a lot. I think up to about 1,200 videos since my channel started.
12? In what time frame?
9 years.
9 years, 12. Wow.
So to make it work, you have to keep pumping the content out. So there's rarely time to sit back and think about it. You've just got to keep going. There's always more content to do.
And I'll add on to the back of that what you just said. Be yourself, because you're very apparently who you are, and the more you can be yourself, the more obvious it's something you enjoy doing.
Absolutely spot on, Steph.
I think something I'd say for anybody who's thinking about doing it is that when you get criticism, and you will receive criticism, analyse it, because feedback is a gift, but sometimes people are just idiots and will just write horrible stuff. So what you have to do is take some of that. For example, people told me that my sound wasn't very good. So what I did was I saved up a little bit, I invested in some good mics, And that for me has really helped the channel. That was a good bit of feedback. But somebody told me, oh, I hate the way you dress. Right, well I'm not going to change. So I'll take the feedback about the sound, but I'm not going to take the feedback on the clothes. So you need to pick and choose what feedback you take to make yourself better.
Indeed, you can't please everyone, can you? So one of the questions that I get asked most, more than anything, is can you make money off YouTube? So let's go down the line. How do you make money? Is it sustainable? Also, is YouTube your main job?
It's about 50% of my job. I'm still a freelance photographer, so that gives me a lot of freedom to pick and choose what days I do YouTube or real work. I can spend an entire week doing a YouTube project, or go work for real money for an entire week. But it's about 50% of my income now, and yeah, that's quite good.
Yeah, I'm now full-time and have been for just over 3 years, and it is terrifying because that it becomes your sole source of income. It's a great motivator to keep working because you have to, and you can get too obsessed with the figures, but you just have to keep trying to do what you've always done and try not to change yourself. You just got to say, well, this is the format that works. Let's just try and do more of that. But it is quite nerve-wracking. I will say merchandise is very useful, especially if you're trying to make that leap into full-time work. It can make the difference between it financially working or not, but that is huge work in itself. And we run the business from our bedroom at home, sending stuff all around the world. But it's hard work, but very rewarding. We really love it.
Indeed, speaking of merchandise, have you got merchandise here?
Oh yes. You'll find
yes.
us in Hall 4,
In Hall 4.
where you can buy this very fetching t-shirt.
For 50% off, because you've been here in a lovely audience. Is that, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. How about you, Steph?
So I do make money off YouTube. It's not my full-time job, but one of the things that I think if you go into YouTube and you think, oh, I'm only going to do it to make money and be a millionaire, then I don't think you're in it for the right reasons, because you should enjoy making the content and it should bring you joy. That's why you should do it. And for me, it was about, I wanted something to help me get into that world of automotive, and I eventually got the job because of my YouTube channel, and it's an absolute godsend, because now I get to work in automotive. I work for Lancaster Insurance as head of car clubs, which was, gosh, if you told me 3 years ago that's what I would have ended up doing. I used to just be a marketing manager, now I work in the industry I love, and for me, that means more than any money could have brought me. Although I tell you what, it does keep the heating on this cost of living crisis. So.
Oh yeah, it's bloody expensive at the moment, isn't it? And so on top of that as well, obviously I run a YouTube channel as well. I've been doing YouTube for about 12 years. When you have a channel with a certain amount of subscribers, you also get businesses who want to sponsor a channel or a video. So that's another way to make money. You've got ad revenue, sponsored campaigns like 60-second campaigns, which I do in videos, and outside work, we do promos, Instagram. That's all ways to make money. So the answer is yes, you can make money on YouTube, but it does take quite a few years, doesn't it? As we can attest.
Can't jump straight in.
You cannot.
In my example, it's like 6 years between starting a hobby channel and it becoming my job. And it was probably a good 2 years of really hard work to think, this is going somewhere, and try and build it up to that. So yeah, it is intense, it isn't easy. It's not like you post one video and wait for it to be a global success. And you never know what's going to be successful either. You think, oh, this will do really well, and it doesn't. And then you do a video where you think, oh, I feel like I've just thrown that together and it does really well. And there's no really guessing how well things will do.
I think exactly right. Sometimes you pour a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of time into a YouTube channel and you think, oh, this is going to bang. And then overnight, it doesn't do the views, because we are at the mercy of YouTube. If YouTube, for example, glitches out or doesn't post notifications to your audience, then your numbers are going to be diabolical, and you just think, throw your hands up in the air and you just think it's been a massive waste of time. But consistency is key, isn't it? You just got to keep on grinding and hope that YouTube is your friend. Speaking of YouTube being your friend, what does the future hold for your 3 channels?
What am I looking at? I would like to keep on growing and do more reviews, more adventures. I've not really done much in the way of road trips and things, because I kind of really emerged as a channel during lockdown, because people were at home watching me fixing. Basically, when lockdown happened, I brought all my cars home, so my neighbours really hate me. So I could spend the summer just fixing them. But since then, I've not done much in the way of road trips that I really love. I want to do a lot of road tripping.
Yeah, I'd back that up myself. I did a lot of road tripping before COVID, and then for some reason it became quite difficult. And I would like to get back into that again, because that adventuring, life on the road, not knowing where you're going one day to the next. I People love it because you can show them different places. So 3 years ago I took my 2CV to Croatia, then I went to New Zealand and had some adventures there, and that side of things I just absolutely love.
Yeah, and with the whole road tripping thing, that's what I've been doing on my channel as well. I bought recently a car and a caravan for £750 combined. They're both absolute scrap, but we took them to Wales for 3 or 4 days, and yeah, you're getting out, you're getting to see, you know, the landscape going abroad. And if a car breaks down, it doesn't matter, just throw it in the sea.
It's good content.
It's good content. If your breakdown is good content, you're going to get loads of views. How about you, Steph? Future?
Well, adventuring as well. I've got a trip booked to Malaysia in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I know the cat's destroyed the passport, so it's all dependent on whether I can get my emergency passport on Monday. But I'm over because Proton are helping me create some video, which is really cool. And also I'm going to meet some classic Proton owners while I'm over there, because for those of you that don't know, Proton is kind of like the national car manufacturer of Malaysia, and it's like a massive deal over there. They get like hero worship. So whilst I was in Singapore, I thought I'd jump over because it's only 50 quid and I'll do that. And then I've been fixing a lot of my cars, they're all terrible. Been fixing them a lot, and I thought actually I need to start recording that because it's ridiculous and funny. So probably going to post more of that.
Happy days, happy days. Before we wrap it up, does anyone have any questions for the three guys here? This is unrehearsed as well. Any questions? Any questions? Reading the room? No questions? Right. Oh, there's a question. Right, I'm going to run over. Does this work? Am I still allowed to talk here?
Hi. How do you convert people who watch your videos into subscribers? Because I get lots of views, but I haven't got many subscribers.
Very good question.
That's always a tricky one. I mean, obviously the direct message sometimes work, but then viewers will complain you're asking about subscribing too much. I don't really know what the magic solution is to that. I think I'm somewhere around 40% of my views are from subscribers, so it has built up. So yeah, I don't really know what the key is. Just keep making the content, and hopefully your audience will
things
come.
that people like.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So you know when you get your end screen, you can put an option to put subscribe and then put another video for them to watch. Are you adding that in as an end screen? If you add that in, it's a really quick win. It's worked very well for me, and I know that other people, that you guys use it, because I pitched the idea for you, thanks. But yeah, if you put that in, that can really help you. And if you encourage people just occasionally and say, oh, it gives people something to look forward to. So say, oh, if you've enjoyed this, we've got this coming up, so you know, don't miss out, subscribe, or it'll give people a reason to come back, and then they will convert eventually. But that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, and to add as well, I would say something that I do on my channel, in the first 2 or 3 minutes or so, you can just look down the barrel of the lens and say, oh, if you're enjoying this video, or if you like the old tap that you see here, then please subscribe, it would really help me out. You know, that personal touch, and yeah, you get quite a few subscribers from that. Also, if you do giveaways or prize draws and stuff like that, you say, if you're a subscriber, you can win a car, but that's probably quite useful as well.
Another great thing, Alex, is of course social media. So for those of you doing YouTube channels, don't leave your subscribers from one video to the next without hearing from you. Get social media channels set up, and Ian does a really good job of like just posting, oh, this is very hard, now this exhaust is fallen off, or this engine has gone bang. And it keeps people engaged between those videos, and it builds up that rapport, and it makes them more likely to convert over to long-term subscriber and long-term person who's going to keep interacting with you.
All right, happy days. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much to Steph Holloway, Ian Seabrook, and Matt Richardson. Give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers, guys. I'm now going to hand it over. Well, in a few minutes, in about 8 minutes, Mike Brewer is going to be on stage for an interview with the one and only Dougie Lancaster. So make sure you stick around for that. Cheers, guys.